Hey, what's up, Desk? I'm DV, and today we're going to be taking a look at cheap radio communications. Which one is best for you? So, we're going to start out with one of the most commonly known, and probably the most widely known, is used in movies and everything like that. We're going to start out with CB radio. What is CB radio good for? It's good for local communications, short range, and if you want to get out there, if you want to get your signal out across the whole entire world, you can do that too, provided you have the proper setup. Now this is pretty modern handheld Radio Shack 211679A CB handheld radio with the rubber duck antenna. This is going to get you short range communications. It's going to get you about a mile or so, and good for like on a farm, or if you're doing like a convoy through on a highway or something like that, or you're going cross country and you want to stay informed with the trucker channel. You can do that. Channel 19. That's the officially designated trucker channel. Spider here, dead. So 40 channels. You get 40 channels, and you get about 4 or 5 watts, depending on which radio you buy. I do have a much older one right here. This big sucker, the 75790. This is probably the most effective battery charger you'll ever own. It takes 10 rechargeable batteries. You could charge them with a little port on the side right here. Let's see if I can take it out of the case here really quick for you. If it's going to cooperate and not be a... There we go. This is the 75790 Midland CB radio. You can see it's pretty basic. You got your channel indicator, you got your S meter, you got your logo right here, and up here you got your receive, transmit, and channel 9 lights. Now this is the most efficient battery or the most effective, not efficient, the most effective battery charger you're ever going to own. 10 rechargeable batteries, charge port on the side right there. You carry 2 packs of batteries on you with a on a road trip. You're going to be just fine. You can charge your batteries, and then you can take them out and you can use them for whatever, and you can put more batteries in there and you got your CB radio again. Now this has an actual metal antenna. If I can back up and get it all in frame here like this, it's a big antenna. That is a 51-inch full quarter wave antenna. That is a big antenna. Now put this back down. This is going to get you signal. I don't know how well it's going to get out. I haven't tested that yet, but it'll get you out. It picks up really good. Sensitive receiver, and I got this one for about 40 bucks. I think it was a good deal. It's in really good shape and everything like that. You turn it on, you're ready to go. You don't have you pull out the antenna, and you're ready to go. Channel 9 is the designated emergency channel. Has a channel 9 switch. Flip it, you're on channel 9. This little light comes on, tells you you're on channel 9. So let's say we just need quick access channel 9. Something happened, you need access right now. You don't want to mess with going through the dial and flipping through all the channels trying to find 9. Bam, there you go. You're on channel 9, you're talking. And has a battery saving feature. You can shut the little screen off. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that on the camera, but you can shut the screen off, and look at how big that push talk button is. You're not gonna be missing that. Push the button, it's got a big clunk, and it puts out signal. That's about as basic as it gets. And it's got a battery indicator built right in. You look at the S meter when you're transmitting, or at the RF power section. You take a look at it. If it's between the 3 and the 5, you got a good battery. If it's below 3, you should probably charge it. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Put it in the case. Push the push talk button down. Put it in there. It's in there. Take it over the top. Put it over all the dials, all the little controls there, and you're in business. Now, if you don't want CB radio, you want something a little more modern. You don't want something that's going to be picking up people from all around the world. You want something that's just like really really local communications. You don't need to be talking out with everybody else. You just need it for local communications around the house, around the farm, around pretty much any local business. Yeah, small business, farmers market, whatever. Or a non-profit organization. You're going to probably go with GMRS, or you're going to apply for a businessman license from the FCC, which is going to cost you money. This, there's a double-edged sword to this. If you use the GMRS, it's a weird gray area. The FCC combined the FRS and GMRS regular frequencies, so this can be considered an FRS radio now. It's weird. So, a license, I think it's $70 for a GMRS license, and it covers you and your entire family, and it's good for 10 years. I think they might have bumped that down to $35 now, but this is really effective short-range communications. I mean, it's easy. You select the channel you want. I mean, you turn it on. It's on. You got your channel number in there. Got your menu option. If I can get in here. So you push up. That'll give you access to your privacy tone codes. Basically, it puts out a little sub-audible tone. You can't hear it during normal operation, and both radios are set the same if they use the same code sheet. Then you can only hear a different other radio. You can only hear a different radio, or another radio with the same privacy tone code set. Now you go to the next one. It's a scan function. You click it, you put it on. Scans for all channels. Press the menu button. Brings you back to where you were. Vibe. Vibe is. I might as well flip the camera around. Okay. So you go ahead. You go to Vibe. This basically when you turn it on, it'll let you go. It'll sit there silently. I have another radio here. Another this is an FRS only radio, one of the older ones that only has 14 channels, but it operates on the same band. It's also on channel 7, so you press it and it blinks at you and pretty much tells you somebody's transmitting. Push a button and you can talk over it, you can hear it. So that's how that works. And you want to reset it, you just do that. You press the weather button and you press it again and it brings you back. You want to turn it off, you turn it off. Your Vox is your voice operated. This is if you have a headset, you can set it to automatically transmit. Oops, I didn't want to do that. This is your calling tone. Probably should flip it back up. This is your calling tone. You get 10 of them. I leave it on this one because it's annoying and it gets people's attention, kinda, a little bit. This is your weather alert. You turn it on. And you wait here for about 5-6 seconds, and like that, it'll check the weather band, see if there's any weather alerts. So, and you can leave that off. It will interrupt you receive. It'll interrupt something if you're receiving. It will interrupt and listen to the weather channel, so you'll miss just a little bit. So if you're trying to actually have a conversation, it might not be right for you. And speaking of the weather button,
Monday, sunny.
Has a weather channel built in. You'll receive weather alerts. You can press it. You can just listen to the weather. You can do whatever. Call button. Pretty self-explanatory. And your volume control. So it's a pretty self-explanatory radio. Another on the side. You have your push-to-talk, and you have your boost button. This will give you extra power. This will put out extra power. It uses your batteries a lot quicker, though, so only use this when you need to. Otherwise, then use regular push-to-talk. And takes 3 AAA batteries or a rechargeable battery pack. The boost feature is only available when you have the battery pack or you jerry-rig it, so you use regular rechargeable AAAs, and like I did. So, and of course, you have a little 2.5mm headphone jack behind here and a USB port, so you can charge it, or you can charge it with the cradle. So pretty much that simple. Go ahead and bring in the Motorola here. The Motorola is kind of pretty much the same. It doesn't have weather channel. It only has 14 channels. has 38 privacy codes. Instead of 121, it just has TTCSS and not DCS. Has 3 calling codes. Has your monitor button. The other one has it too. These do nothing. That's your call button. And has headphone jack. Doesn't have USB. Doesn't have a cradle. Anything. It takes AA batteries. So you're looking for a cheaper option. You don't really need to get out very far. This would probably be one for you, because it's only transmitting at about half a watt because it's FRS. So let's talk about price. Cheap CB radio, you can probably pick these up from Walmart or a truck stop or something like that, or online. You can get them for around, you can get them at a flea market, you can get them wherever. You can get handheld CB radios, or you can get mobile CB radios, or wherever. You can get that. You can get those from anywhere from like 20 bucks or to like 200 bucks. It depends on what you're looking for, how much you want to spend, what's your budget, and what kind of quality you're going to get for your money. If you go the cheaper route, you might not, and you're buying brand new, you might not get a very great radio. If you're buying from a flea market, it depends. You have to Cobra's a very good brand. I'd recommend getting a Cobra one, or a Radio Shack, or Realistic, whatever, or Midland. Those are all good, reputable brands. And of course, President's a very good brand too. The Randy is one of the best one of the best performing CB handhelds out there, with for being completely stock. And of course, it's easy to turn up. You can turn up your carrier, you can turn up your modulation, you can turn up whatever. So that's how that works. GMRS, FRS, these will usually range from about $25 to $30 on the low end. If you're looking for just just standard handheld ones that you can buy from Walmart or something or like that, the highest you're probably going to get about $100, $120, kind of around there. If you're looking for one kind of like this, they don't make this one anymore. They use a GMR 4040, but and of course ones like this, these are going to be your $20, $25 ones that you can buy at Walmart. Cheap, but they're effective. They work, and or if they do what you need them to do, good choice. It's a good choice. You don't have a necessarily big budget. Perfect for a small organization, small business, whatever, nonprofit, farm worker, whatever. Anything where you need kind of short range communications is okay. CB radio is also an okay choice. It's not the best. It's subject to a lot of interference. Depends on what you got. Like the fencer, you can hear the fencer with the CB radio sometimes. Depends on how close you get to the fencer box. So it's subject to interference, way more so than GMRS. Of course, GMRS is also subject to interference, but CB radio, you're going to get a lot more interference with CB radio. So it kind of depends on what you're looking for. CB radio is probably going to be the easiest to set up, because you kind of just you grab it and you go. Well, same with that. But the thing you can't do with these is take off the antenna. These are not removable antennas. This one, you can take off, you can put a way better antenna on there, you can get better range out of it. This is just the antenna that came with it, rubber duck antenna. This only gets you about 1.5 miles at most. Might get you 2 miles in perfect condition. Other than that, it's not really going to get you signal unless you're way, way, way high up. Because this is like 7-inch antenna, so not very big. Now let's go over the features of the CB radio. So we're going to flip the camera back around and we're going to show you. So the 211679A right here, this is a relatively new CB radio. You can see it has a digital S meter over there. Has a backlight. You can't really see it in the day. You can choose high power, low power. That's something you can do with the Midland as well. There's a switch on top, high power, low power. So if you want to get out further, if you want to get out shorter, you don't need to get very far out. You don't need to do that. You can just leave it on low power. It saves your battery life. You hold it down, you get button beeps. I leave that off because it beeps at you when you lose the weather channel, and that happens That happens quite a bit. This antenna is not really the best for Weather Channel. This one is a little bit reversed from how the other buttons are labeled. This one is lock alert off. You press it, it's alert off. You hold it down, now it's locked. So this is your weather alert. It has this one detects it silently. It doesn't interrupt the broadcast or interrupt your receive. It just does it until it finds a weather alert, and then it'll interrupt it, of course. This one auto scans.
Tuesday night, mostly clear in the evening.
And there's that, and then this one also has the quick access channel 9. This one also has channel 19. Press it again, it brings it back to where you were. You hold it down, you got your scan. You interrupt it, and you just press it. It doesn't. I don't think it brings you back to where you were until you turn it off and turn it back on. But then it'll just resume scanning. So it also has a variable squelch, unlike the Uniden and unlike the GMRS radio. That is a fixed squelch or no squelch. So kind of depends on what you're looking for. But it does have a digital S meter and also a digital RF power meter when you key up. So it's definitely useful. It's all a pick and choose battle. Kind of depends on what you're looking for. Okay, so now is going to be the audio quality test. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one down. I'm going to walk a little bit away, and we're going to take this one down. We're going to put the Midland up. We're going to do audio quality tests on the Midland, and then vice versa. We're going to switch them around, and we're going to do the same with the FRS GMRS. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Okay, this is a radio test of the Midland to the Radio Shack. We're going to see how it sounds.
All right. How to move this because I don't want it falling over and hitting the ground with that big antenna and the back weight. The wind's blowing this way, so we moved it sideways. Hopefully it's still going to be all good. Okay, this is a radio test of the Radio Shack to the Midland. We're going to see how that sounds. We'll have GMRS up next. Okay, we kind of moved it again just a hair so that this one is up against this little metal bar here because this likes to fall over. It's not very stable freestanding like that, especially when it's sloped. So take the Motorola, see how that sounds.
This is a test of the Motorola to the Uniden on channel 7, and we're going to see how that sounds.
And now, time for the Motorola.
This is a radio test from the Uniden to the Motorola in standard mode. This is boost mode. We're back in standard mode. We're going to see how it sounds.
So both CB and GMRS sound pretty clear. So there isn't too much of an audio difference at short range. I mean, I just walked down to the end of this stretch of driveway. There's still a lot more I could have done, but it's not what I feel like right now. I mean, I honestly could have went out in the back field and done that, but I feel like it's kind of overkill a little bit for just this for just a short review video. Of course, your conditions may vary from mine, which is pretty much proves all range tests inaccurate. But we did it for microphone quality. We didn't do it for range. So it sounds okay. Both of them sound okay. I could have turned up the volume just a hair bit more on the Midland, but you can still hear the Radio Shack. So it might be a little bit quiet, but other than that, yeah, I'd say it's a pretty even playing field. It's kind of just what suits your needs. If you're inside a building with a lot of fluorescent lights and everything, any switch mode power supplies, or lots of switch mode power supplies anyways, either setting up an external CB antenna or something like that, or use it, like if you're in a Walmart. Let's just use Walmart as an example. I know they don't use GMRS, but let's say you were working Walmart, you needed radio communications, and let's say Walmart didn't have any. GMRS would probably be the best option for that. Now if you're outside working, let's say you're outside working and you're kind of all spread out a little bit. Let's say you're all kind of half mile to a mile apart. Well, CB radio is probably going to be your best choice. It all depends on what you do. If you're traveling a lot, you're probably going to want both. You're going to want this to communicate with other people on the highway, and you're going to want this to communicate between you and your other cars in your unit. Like let's say you're bringing like a family, or you're helping somebody move or something like that, and you needed to check up on everybody without making like a group text and stuff, and you don't have cell phone reception. Great way to go, GMRS and CB. So you're kind of going to want both. If you have CB, I'd say use it. It might just be a better choice to like pick up channel 25, something like that, channel 25, channel 32, channel 31, some odd channel out in the middle of nowhere that nobody really uses. It might be better to just pick that up and use that rather than using GMRS and CB in combination with each other. But using it from inside a car, using this from inside a car with the rubber duck especially, you're going to at least want like a mag mount antenna on the top of your car. You're not going to get very good reception. So if you want to keep everything in your car, GMRS, probably the way to go. Probably the way to go. So we looked at what's your budget. Both of these vary wildly in prices. If you're going to just want something that you can just buy and go, you don't have to really do too much setup. I mean, well, a mobile radio with a mag mount antenna, it's going to depend on where you buy it. If you buy it brand new and it's $150, well, a mag mount antenna is probably going to run you another $40, $50. So, if you want a more complicated antenna setup, it's going to cost you more. Base station is going to be expensive to set up. First, you're going to need to get a base station. If you can find one at the flea market, good for you. If it's working perfectly, fine, and it's in decent shape, good. You can do that. All you're going to need is an antenna and a big pole to mount it up on. And but if you're just looking for kind of handheld communications, both these are good choices. CB isn't as packed as it used to be. GMRS is pretty dead up here, so GMRS is kind of pretty private, and so is local CB. Nobody locally uses CB, so it's pretty private. And only problem with GMRS is it does not work well in the woods. Does not work well in forested areas. You're only probably going to get 1,000 feet, 1,500 feet max if you're talking through like a thick thing of trees. Maybe less than that. You're not going to get very far if you're talking through trees with GMRS because of the frequency band this is on. And one more thing, these two cannot communicate with each other. It's probably glaringly obvious, but these cannot communicate with each other. This operates around 27 megahertz. This operates around 462 megahertz. Different sizes of radio spectrum. You're not going to be able to hear GMRS with your CB and vice versa. That's just not going to happen. So all things considered, which one's the better contender? Well, there isn't really a decision I can make. Both of them are good options. It just depends on which environment you're doing it in and what application it's for and what your budget is. So GMRS, pretty cheap to get into. You can buy it at Walmart, just grab and go. You can buy it online. Same with CB. I think you can still buy it at Walmart. You can buy it online, grab and go. It's kind of the same concept. And you can buy a cheap emergency CB radios on eBay for 10, 15, 20 bucks that come with a CB radio. It's like a full functioning CB radio that you plug in your cigarette lighter in your car and you just whap an antenna onto the roof. It comes with one and you wrap it onto the roof and you extend it up and you're talking. Now, those aren't as durable as a regular mag mount antenna. Those the magnets on those aren't very strong. They're only rated for about they're only rated for like 30 miles an hour or so. Any faster than that, it might just fly off. So the magnet isn't very strong, but you could put a stronger magnet on there, and you'd be just fine. So again, it kind of depends on what environment you're operating in. Now, so no definitive winner. Both are good in their own ways, bad in their own way. Kind of pick and choose what's your environment. And yeah, so I hope this video helped you pick, or helped you choose which type of radio you're going to go with, if you're going to go with GMRS or if you're going to go with CB radio. And I hope it helped all you other guys out there that are just watching it just because pops up in your radio feed. I hope it helps you learn just a hair bit more about radio. So yeah, that's about it. If you like this video, well, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and turn on that little bell. Make it ring like there's no tomorrow. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.